Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Conor Rose from slumsociety.co.uk. Lovely to see you again. Today we've got a question from the public, and it's a two-part question. It's a real ring-dinger. It's a real doozy. It's a good one, so thank you to Laura from YouTube. I've only recently started uploading things to YouTube consistently, so I get basically no views. Most of my videos have got one view, and it's me checking that I've uploaded it correctly. And I'm not even kidding. Go look for yourself. I'm not even kidding. Go look for yourself. We're popular other places on the internet like Facebook and other places, but not on YouTube just yet. But people are watching. Steadily, it doth appear. Has Laura appeared with a fantastic question on one of my videos where I was talking about calorie management and calorie control over time. And I'm going to paraphrase this question slightly, but I'm going to read it out to you so we understand where we are and what we're working with. Laura says, and I quote non-directly, essentially, can you / should you factor in your calories burned into your calorie equations? And we've got two questions to go through, so I'm going to try and be short and sweet because that is a flipping big question, because I will say that is not black and white. She said, for example, if you have a 500 calorie deficit from food, good, and you burn 500 calories, excellent. Is that a 1,000 calorie deficit? Yes. It definitely is. Good thinking from Laura. That's exactly how it works. In terms of the fat loss, not in terms of everything, but in terms of the fat loss, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make any difference for the fat loss whether the calories weren't there because you didn't eat them or because they were there and you burned them off. They're still just not there. It equals the exact same amount of fat loss. So that's exactly how it works. Well done. However, I kind of understand why she asked this question, because when I was talking about my calorie management, etc. over time video, it was like 2 or 3 days ago, so it'll be 2 or 3 videos back. In the list, I can't remember the exact title. I didn't mention anything about calories burned, not even a single thing. Why is that? That's because generally, most of the time, I don't encourage people to take it into account like that, or look at it or think about it like that. And that's not true for everybody. Some of my 6 Steps to Slim members, some of my clients and people do count their calories burned. Some of them do take it into account, some of them do look at the deficit like this. I do it that way for myself personally, but I do not recommend most people on average do that. And so it's just my opinion really, because you can do it like that. I just don't recommend that most people do that. And when I'm talking on video like this, I'm talking generally to most people, unless it's a specific person and I know about them and their information. Like for some of my clients and members, I know their height, their weight, their intensity. I ask them questions, and then I work out calculations, how many calories they probably-ish burn for who they are and what they specifically do. Okay. Then it's playing a different game, okay? I will also say the slimmer you are, or the more active you are, people who are really quite slim or really quite active, the more likely we are to take it into account, because then it starts to have a larger proportional effect if you're slimmer or more active. Like I have some really active members, and some people, as they get slimmer, we start to take it more into control as it becomes a more effective calorie deficit creation tool proportionately as you slim down. But anyway, I'm trying to be short and sweet because that's a flipping different conversation. For most people, most of the time, most people are not that active and they've got more weight to lose. Most people don't like exercise. They haven't got time to do loads of calories. They can't burn loads of calories. It's actually hard to burn calories, you know, and it's also hard to tell how many calories you've actually burned. It's also hard to tell how many calories you've actually burned. If you're doing a class at the gym or something, you know, you're going to burn like 250 calories maybe. I know that your Apple Watch or Fitbit said that you burned like 1,000, but it's just estimating, and studies even show that Fitbit style devices can be up to 50% off. So it's hard to burn calories. Most people don't like it. Most people don't want to. Some people haven't got the knees for it, or they haven't got the energy levels for it, or the time for it, or some people struggle due to health issues or body weight issues, etc. So then when you do try and burn calories, it's difficult. Then you can't even really tell how many calories you burn unless you've got a nutritionist that helps you, because you just can't trust the Apple Watch or Fitbit. It's not a bad tool. They're good tools for many things. It's just if you're looking specifically at how many calories you've burned, it's not getting it right. So then you're adding an estimation to your food intake calorie deficit, which is also an estimation, and then it's throwing the numbers wildly off and it's getting confusing. So I recommend that, do people burn calories? Yes. Do I recommend that you exercise? Yes. Do I recommend health and fitness? Of course, yes. And gym classes and running? Yes. But do I recommend that you specifically count how many calories you've burned and then start calculating that into your calorie deficit and expecting weight loss or adjusting your food based on this? Probably not. Okay, probably not, because it's just, It's making it more confusing, it's adding estimations to estimations, and it also doesn't fix the source of the problem. The source of the problem is that too much food's going in, that's why weight needs to be lost, so we need to be focusing on the food first, and then I like people to look at exercise as bonus. This way they're not tied or pressured into it, and if they do burn calories, good. If you don't, the job will still get done because we're managing the food correctly. If you do it, you'll get faster, more sustainable or easier results, and you can do it for fitness and muscle and toning and not have to go on the cross trainer slogging your guts out, trying to burn 500 calories because I've got to, otherwise I won't lose the right amount of weight. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do this. We'll just eat better, that'll sort the fat loss, we can do the exercise for other things and take the calorie burn as bonus. In most cases, not for all people I would say, so you can look at it like that. It's up to you, I guess, in your situation. Part 2 of this question then, and this is really, really good. She said also, do people eventually lose weight in their heaviest parts? And that's what she wrote, in their heaviest parts. She means the part that they've got the most weight, I assume. So she says, I lost 20 pounds last year. Absolutely well done. Absolutely well done to you. That's fantastic. But with little change to my lower body. She wrote lower region, but I assume she means lower body. And then she gave up. She said, do you eventually lose it? From these, maybe you could call it stubborn body fat areas. And the answer is yes. The answer is yes, definitely. You've just got to keep at it. Fat loss never fails. Literally. If your calorie intake is below whatever your caloric maintenance level bodily needs for the day are, that's what a calorie deficit is. If you don't eat enough food, what happens? You don't just die, do you? So where does your energy come from? It's sucked out of your body fat and then burned off to keep you alive. That's what fat loss is. It's how weight loss works. This system never ever fails. So if you've lost weight off your arms and off your stomach, but you've got some on your legs and you're thinking, piss off. You're thinking, okay, if you keep going, if you then have a calorie deficit again, another day for example, if you don't have any body fat on your face or arms or stomach or anywhere, because you've already lost it mostly from there, it's got to come off from somewhere, hasn't it? It's going to come off from somewhere. It will come off those stubborn places. It's just unfortunate that the weight's coming off in not a preferable order for you, because there's not really anything you can do about it, if I'm perfectly honest. Spot fat reduction, like picking where you lose weight, is not a real thing. Doesn't matter what exercises you do on what area of the body, you can't get the weight to come off that area. It's like when you gain weight, you can't choose where it goes on, can you? Otherwise, most ladies would just choose boobs and bum, and life would be grand, wouldn't it? That's not how it works. Is it goes on, well, I'll tell you, genetically and hormonally determined. Due to genetics and hormones, men and women lose weight and have different body fat distribution. They lose weight a little bit differently. I'll tell you, this is a generalization, but men usually lose weight from the top and bottom inwards, finishing at the stomach. So usually slim, arms, legs and face first, and then stomach area, belly last, sort of game. Ladies, not always, but mostly do fat loss top down. Face, weight loss first place people notice it, first place you probably notice it, second, sometimes it's breasts, and then complaints sometimes, but there's nothing you can do. Then it's stomach sometimes, and I've even known ladies whose goal was to slim down like their inner thighs, and they've got the stomach really quite slim, they're like nearly getting down to like good definition on the stomach, but they're thinking, the thighs, this is what I wanted in the first place, and it's still there. And you can't do anything about it. You've just got to keep pushing on. The fat's got to come from somewhere, and if you've not got much anywhere else, it's going to come off that area eventually. It kind of comes off in the opposite order to what it went on. So if you gained weight on your legs first, and then your stomach second, it'll come back off the stomach first, and then off the legs last. That's how it goes. You've just got to keep going. It'll go if you do. It'll go if you do. Still do your exercises, still try and burn calories, still have your calorie deficit, keep pushing on, don't give in. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Conor Rose from SlimSociety.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got questions, leave on a comment just like Laura did, or if you have got a private question, you can go to SlimSociety.co.uk to see who we are and how we can help you. If you want professional help, that's where you can find me. Message me, I'd love to help you. Thank you so much. It's the weekend tomorrow if you're watching this on the day it's uploaded. Speak to you and I'll see you again soon. Have a great weekend. Thank you.